Traveling abroad is full of surprises, but nothing quite prepares you for the bizarre and fascinating traditions you'll encounter along the way. From tomato-throwing festivals in Spain to baby jumping in rural villages, the world is filled with customs that seem downright strange to outsiders. But behind every odd ritual lies a story, a belief, or a centuries-old practice that reflects a culture's unique identity. In this journey, we're diving into the weirdest, wildest traditions from around the globe. And trust us, you won't believe some of these actually exist. Today we will talk about weirdest traditions you'll encounter abroad. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Traveling the world exposes us not just to new sights and foods, but to deeply ingrained cultural practices that often defy logic or expectation. These traditions, while strange or even shocking to outsiders, hold historical or spiritual significance to the people who practice them. Some might make you laugh, others might make you cringe, and a few may leave you scratching your head in disbelief. In this article, we'll take a fascinating deep dive into 8 of the weirdest traditions you'll encounter around the globe, exploring the stories, beliefs, and communities behind them. 1. La Tomatina, Spain's giant food fight. Held annually in the town of Bunal, Spain, La Tomatina is the world's largest food fight, and one of the most chaotic traditions you'll ever witness. On the last Wednesday of August, tens of thousands of participants from around the globe gather in the narrow streets to throw over 100 metric tons of overripe tomatoes at each other. What began in 1945 as a spontaneous food fight during a local parade has transformed into an internationally recognized festival. Oddly enough, there's no deeper religious or cultural meaning attached to it. It's simply a bizarre celebration of fun and community spirit. Before the tomato fight begins, participants often climb a greased pole to retrieve a ham at the top, another seemingly senseless but hilariously weird prelude to the main event. 2. Baby Jumping Festival, Spain. Spain seems to take the crown when it comes to bizarre traditions. In the village of Castrillo de Murcia, the annual El Colacho Festival, also known as the Baby Jumping Festival, is a jaw-dropping event where men dressed as devils leap over rows of babies laid on mattresses in the street. This tradition, dating back to 1620, is meant to cleanse the infants of original sin and protect them from illness and evil spirits. The devils jump over the babies with incredible care and precision, while the onlookers cheer and pray. Despite the inherent risk, no injuries have been reported, and the local community views this event as a sacred ritual rather than a spectacle. It's a strange mix of Catholicism and pagan symbolism, one that leaves visitors stunned and fascinated. 3. The Monkey Buffet Festival, Thailand. In the ancient town of Lopburi, Thailand, residents host an annual monkey buffet festival to honor the thousands of macaques that inhabit the area. These monkeys are believed to bring good luck and are treated like royalty for a day. Massive tables are set up with over 4,000 kilograms of food, fruits, vegetables, sticky rice, even cans of Coca-Cola, all laid out for the monkeys to devour. The event, held in November, includes dance performances, costumed humans dressed as monkeys, and elaborate offerings stacked in the shape of pyramids. Though chaotic and messy, the festival is a symbol of harmony between humans and animals, and it significantly boosts local tourism. Watching monkeys scramble, climb, and feast in a semi-organized frenzy is definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience that borders on surreal. 4. Night of the Radishes, Mexico. In Oaxaca, Mexico, December 23rd is unlike any other day in the world. It's when the city holds La Noche de Rabanos, the Night of the Radishes. What sounds like a humble vegetable-themed celebration is actually a highly competitive art event, where participants carve large radishes into intricate sculptures, often depicting religious scenes, nativity settings, or elements of local folklore. The tradition dates back to the colonial era, when Spanish missionaries encouraged local farmers to use radishes for festive decoration. The radishes, which can grow to grotesque sizes in this region, are specially cultivated for months in advance. Judges award prizes for the most elaborate carvings, and thousands of spectators flood the central square to witness the odd yet beautiful displays. The festival is both a tribute to creativity and an example of how mundane objects can be transformed into cultural marvels. 5. Finger-cutting ritual, Indonesia, Dani tribe. Among the Dani people of Papua, Indonesia, grief and mourning take on a physical form through a tradition that's as intense as it is unsettling. When a loved one dies, Female members of the Dani tribe used to cut off part of their own fingers to express the depth of their sorrow. This ritual, known as ikipalin, symbolized the pain of loss in a very literal way. The finger segments were dried and then either buried or burned. While the practice is now banned and rarely performed, older women in the tribe still bear visible evidence of this tradition. It's a brutal yet profound representation of the emotional bonds shared within their communities, and it shows the extremes to which culture can shape human behavior and expression. 6. Living with the dead, Madagascar. In Madagascar, particularly among the Malagasy people, the connection between the living and the dead is celebrated through a ritual called Famadihana, or the turning of the bones. Every 5 to 7 years, families exhume the remains of their ancestors, rewrap them in fresh cloth, and parade them around the village while singing, dancing, and playing music. It's believed that this ritual strengthens the bond between the living and their ancestors and helps the deceased reach the afterlife more comfortably. While the idea of digging up corpses may sound morbid to outsiders, for the Malagasy, it's a joyful family reunion and an act of profound respect. The process is expensive, so entire communities often pool resources to hold the celebration, turning it into a grand social affair. It's a fascinating look at how different cultures perceive death and the afterlife. 7. Self-flagellation during Muharram. Shia Muslim communities. In countries such as Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, and parts of India, the Islamic month of Muharram is marked by processions that commemorate the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, the grandson of Prophet Muhammad. Among some Shia Muslim groups, a particularly intense tradition involves self-flagellation. Devotees use chains, blades, or even knives to beat their backs or heads until they bleed. While not universally practiced among all Shia Muslims, and increasingly discouraged by religious leaders, these rituals still occur in certain regions. Participants see it as a way to express their grief and devotion, mirroring the suffering of Imam Hussein in the Battle of Karbala. Though difficult to witness, the practice is deeply emotional and spiritual for those who take part, and it reflects the human capacity for ritualized sacrifice in the name of faith. 8. Goat Tossing Festival, Spain, now banned. In the village of Manganeses de la Polvorosa, Spain, a bizarre and controversial tradition once took place, the Goat Tossing Festival. A group of men would throw a live goat from the top of a church tower, where it would fall into a crowd of people holding out blankets to catch it. The tradition was believed to honor the town's patron saint and had been practiced for centuries. Despite claims that the goats were rarely harmed, animal rights activists successfully campaigned to have the practice banned in the early 2000s. Today, the celebration continues symbolically using a stuffed toy goat. While this is no longer practiced in its original form, it remains one of the most jaw-dropping examples of how ancient rituals can clash with modern ethics, showcasing how traditions evolve or disappear under scrutiny and shifting values. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.